Have you ever spoken to someone and were immediately misunderstood? Uh, you could easily blame the listener for this unfortunate circumstance, right? But you also might have been guilty of misspeaking in conversation yourself, because there's an equal responsibility in speaking accurately as well as listening accurately. Here are some humorous examples of people misspeaking when translating words from one language to another. The Swedish vacuum cleaner manufacturer Electrolux used the following in an American advertising campaign: "Nothing sucks like an Electrolux." And in Chinese, the Kentucky Fried Chicken slogan, "Finger looking good," came out as "Eat your fingers off." And in Italy, Schweppes tonic water was wrongly translated into Schweppes toilet water. I personally remember teaching in a Haitian refugee church in South Florida, where the pastor of the church was translating for me, and it didn't take me long to realize that he was adding content to my teaching, because it would take him much longer to say what I had just said. And I remember the reaction from the crowd that, I'm thinking, I'm not sure what he just said, but I wish I had said it, because the crowd really liked it. There are times when we speak and we don't say what we really want to say. So the first responsibility for accurate communication is with the speaker. Here are some important guidelines when you begin a conversation that I'd like for you to consider. Number one, have good eye contact, because the eyes are the window to the soul. So when speaking, it's beneficial to try our best to communicate to another person's soul. A lot of us have the habit of looking away while we're speaking. Sometimes it's a lack of confidence, or maybe it's our way of searching into space, trying to find the words that are most accurate. And it's okay to look away, but try to come back and open your eyes to the person with whom you're speaking. Number two, smile a lot. I realize not every conversation would it be appropriate to smile, but smiling can create a much warmer environment for communication. Often a communication or conversation will end the way it begins. So if it begins with harshness, it most often will end the same. However, if a person can begin the conversation with warmth and a sense of calmness, the continued discussion will often follow suit. And number three, be assertive when speaking. Now, being assertive is not being mean. Assertive speaking is kind and considerate and accurate. It may sound something like this: I have something important to say, and I just need to say it. There's confidence in a person who speaks up and shares their thoughts, their beliefs, and their ideas. Number four, affirm the person to whom you're speaking. And this is especially important if someone's bringing a complaint or a concern that you might have. Acknowledging the person in a favorable light will help create energy in that person's listening ability. By saying something like this: "I really appreciate your willingness to talk with me. You're so kind and considerate to take time out of your schedule to meet with me." Establishing rapport in the relationship will go a long way towards maintaining a friendly environment as the conversation develops. Number five, use I statements when speaking. There are two ways to address a person with their thoughts. There are you statements, which are very attacking usually, like "you never help around the house," or "you leave your shoes and clothes all over the place," or "you're never on time for our meetings," or "you're always going over budget." And here's a good one: "you make me so angry." So you statements can automatically put the other person on the edge of being defensive. The opposing suggestion is using I statements, where you might say, "I feel frustrated when I come home and see clothes and shoes lying in the living room. I understand you might be tired after a long day, but I would appreciate some help in tidying up. Or you might say, I find myself feeling awkward when I start the meeting without you. Or I'm concerned that budgets aren't adhered to. Or I'm feeling very angry right now. See, I statements forces the speaker to own their thoughts and to own their emotions, which is very helpful. Finally, use two types of words as you speak. There are the concrete words, the facts, the details about events and thoughts and values and perceptions. Like a person might say, I went to the store to buy groceries and I ran into my friend Sally, someone I'd not seen in several weeks. See, those are all details and facts about that person's experiences. But the additional piece to add is emotional words, how I feel about the details and the facts. And so this person might have said, as I planned on going to the store, I felt a bit frustrated. I wasn't sure I had time and was feeling anxious to get home, but as soon as I ran into Sally, my heart leaped with joy. So the most intimate part of you is your head and your heart. The logic and the content and your emotions. See, words are meant to be very defining. Speaking with both kinds of words really help define you. So here's a speaking formula that I would like for you to use as a template when you begin forming words to use in conversation with someone. You first of all affirm the person. You be assertive and use I statements, and you use emotional words. You use concrete, factual words as you talk. So an example would be, thank you for working so hard today. I really appreciate the effort you make. See, that's affirming. However, here comes an I statement. I feel frustrated when I come home and I see so much work that needs to be done. I'd appreciate if you would help pick up what belongs to you while I begin dinner. See, that's an assertive statement with both emotion and content. Another example might be, I really enjoy the time we take to talk and share about our day. I find myself feeling so excited when I realize that we're going to have a quiet evening all to ourselves. Again, words that express feeling and details. One more example, using I statements along with assertive apologies. I'm so sorry I forgot to pick up supper tonight. I realized that at about 3 o'clock today that I was feeling anxious about having enough time to pick up supper. And I realized that I needed to call you sooner and let you know earlier from now on, but I'm so sorry. Can we go grab something now? See, you've heard me say that the most important and intimate part of a person is what they are thinking, what they believe, and how they feel about it. This is the ultimate end to their collection of words, that the listener is given the opportunity to receive the most important part of their story, how they think and how they feel about what they think about. Remember, having dialogue, the word dialogue is having at least two people sharing truthful words with each other. See, the truest part of us is made up of emotion and content. So true dialogue happens when two people speak with emotion about what they think about, what they believe. Use the speaking formula and practice communicating using both emotion and content.